And welcome back to the Overwatch NACE. I got that right this
Yeah,
time.
you did.
NACE tournament week 4,
Yep.
I believe. And this time it is ISU versus Lindenwood University. And I think this is going to be the most interesting and the most entertaining game that
I
we've seen
agree.
this far.
I agree. Both teams going into this match have not the best records. But something has to give, and hopefully it's them.
Probably will be them. We
Yes.
got to watch some of their VODs, and looks like their composition doesn't really change that much. Luckily, ISU can adapt when they
Yes.
need to. So hopefully that will be what puts them
On top.
on top. Thank you. On top over the obstacle when it comes to making it winning this game. We've learned that um, Lindenwood has not agreed to use the new perk system.
Yeah. They're
So
a little bit scared. It's okay. I
that's okay.
understand.
That's okay. I mean, me personally, I probably would also pick like, no, let's not like when I say let's not do the new meta for a while. Whenever there's like a new champion, I basically like let's give it a season.
Yeah.
Let's let all the teams for like an entire season adapt before we bring it into competitive play.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Maybe I'm
That's
just a
true.
wuss.
One thing I also wanted to point out is that since as you mentioned that their comp does not change very much,
Mhm.
it should be pretty easy for ISU to be able to counter.
Yeah. What we've seen from Lindenwood is they really like that brawl
Yeah.
composition mentality, and they don't really deviate away from that. We will probably we'll hope to see a counter to
Yeah.
that brawl, and things we have seen from ISU thus far that can counter that. I mean, what we've seen from Lindenwood is pretty much a Reaper, Genji, Kiriko,
Juno.
Juno,
Juno and Lucio. Yeah.
Juno, Lucio
Yeah.
matchup.
So I
Maybe
mean,
a little switch
yeah.
in there, but pretty much
So
that's what we'll see.
so some of the counters I would like to see maybe come out would maybe be obviously I would think an Ana would be really good because they don't seem to run Kiriko that much. So her anti would get lots of value in these fights. That along with maybe I probably feel like Queen would probably be the best comp.
Yeah,
But it might get a little bit too much value going against Azaria. So maybe someone that's a little bit more shield like Sigma or Reinhardt might fare a little bit better.
yeah, and we'll see if they actually do decide to pull out comps like that. I mean, we do typically see Queen from
Yeah,
Average
average fellow.
Pello
Yep,
and amongst other things, but yeah, I'm still fairly confident they should be able to pull a win here.
100%. 100%. It should be a very interesting match, and it should be a very entertaining match.
Yeah, and what we know so far is that Lindenwood University, almost forgot their name, did win the coin toss, so they get first pick in the map pool. If we want to look at that, Legion Tower is what they're going to be picking first for the control game mode.
And as we've seen, I mean, time and time again, when ISU plays these control modes, it's all about getting there first and winning that first fight.
Yeah, and if they're not, they really try to hug that side room. That
Yeah.
what's it called? The white room,
I don't
the
know.
white hallway.
Yeah, something.
I don't remember, but um, we basically see them hugging that if they don't get there first. But when they do get there first and be able to build that ult economy and benefit from that, we basically see them snowball at that point.
Basically.
So it's just a matter of can they do it?
Yeah.
We're going to see stuff like Reaper. So he might jump in there first and get some pop offs and DPS out there first. But as long as they can just be ready for that, I don't think it's going to pose a problem.
And I mean, there's really should be no reason why they shouldn't be ready for it because I mean, they know, we know that they run the same thing. They're one tricks. They don't switch.
Yeah.
So, going into this, we know what they're gonna do.
Which is really going to be interesting here within either the midseason or even next season when the ban picks are going to be introduced. We'll see if teams like Lindenwood, who are one trick ponies, are going to really suffer and have to adapt.
Yeah. I mean, and along with their comp and kind of staying the same, I feel like there's probably one of the reasons. So if we were playing with perks,
Mm-hmm.
I think there would have been a lot of perks that ISU could have used to try
Mm-hmm.
to break their comp up a little bit.
Yeah, and that can go vice versa.
Yeah.
We're all pretty new to perks. Pretty much everyone in the game, us included, are very new to perks. We're all learning what the perks do. specifically how they disrupt the game, as opposed to the meta that we've seen for the past what
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah. Something.
Hasn't really changed, but that's the way it is. And Blizzard has proved that they're willing to grow and actually make a difference and a scene in the esports world, and we're just happy to be a part of it and witness.
So I'm not very familiar with how ban picks work.
So like, if we were to take a game that does ban picks really well, League of Legends.
Okay.
So League of Legends, basically, the first game isn't about getting in the map and actually like getting out there and doing work. It's the ban picks. So the first 3 players will be able to pick the first 3 players will be able to ban. And then that can determine like what you can pick. So if you know one player or one particularly good player plays one champion really good, you can ban that person. But they can also do counter bans. So it's a whole chess game before the actual game starts. That's what we might be able to see within the next few, either mid-season or next season. But yeah. But as for now, we are in classic Overwatch. No perks, no bans.
There's a good old Overwatch.
And it looks like Average Pillow will be taking the Queen. And we are going to see is
now everything we just said completely flew out the window.
Yeah.
If they stay with that comp.
If they stay with this comp, not a single prediction was correct.
Absolutely
we
not.
Usually basically saw very generic and consistent compositions from Lindenwood, but now we're seeing something completely different. We're seeing dives and pokes. Looks like they will bring out the Genjin, which is a staple for them. So at least that far we
got right. Maybe they were listening, and so they're like, okay, fine, we'll switch it.
Hey, maybe us calling them out really will disrupt their game. So we'll see. But right off the bat, both teams are on point. ISU has a more of a presence as of now, and Lindenwood is just waiting to find their opening.
Zeref should get lots of value, especially playing into a Winston. Especially Zeref along with Average Pillow should be able to pump lots of damage in that Winston, try to force him off the point.
And right now, it's all just about keeping a foot in the box.
Very nice pick for Bacon and Cake. Should make it pretty easy for them to establish themselves on the point.
This is the time where ISU basically says, it's time to go. We're going all in. And they're just really going to have to get rid of that Winston.
Very nice.
Are they going to chase him out?
Average Fellow able to deny that jump from Winston.
Winston is going to jump out of there, giving the possession over to ISU, making them the primary caretakers of the real estate.
And this is exactly what we wanted to see happen coming out the gate for ISU. This is where they're comfortable. This is where we thrive, pretty much.
Yeah, Lemonade already has an ultimate. We will see an ultimate coming up from Ronan and Easter, which they will definitely use to regain and establish a priority here, or a presence here. And ISU are just going to wait for that to happen.
I would imagine Lemonade probably uses her ult early in this next fight.
Yeah, I can imagine that too. Yep, here it comes right now. All ults coming out. Ether deciding to hold on to his, as well as Finn the Human. Bacon Cakes and Diane do go down.
Imagine the ult. Does end up getting 2.
What a great pick from Average Pillow. Disrupting
one more.
The momentum. And now Average Pillow is left alone and will finally go down. 55% going over to ISU, and now it is Lindenwood's turn to hold the defense.
That was a very nice ult for Average Pillow. If they had any more team members there, I would imagine they probably flipped that fight pretty easily. It's just unfortunate that it was only him and Diane.
Yeah. And I'll give props where props are due. Lindenwood still has a lot of their ults for this next team.
They were very disciplined.
Yeah. Looks like the fight is going to happen outside the contested zone. It's going to go to the way.
Very nice pick for Bacon and Cake, shutting down that Genji blade. Bob does go straight into ISU's backline.
Fortunately, Lindenwood
does take a flip.
Average
and Zeref and Average Pillow.
I couldn't tell. Did he Did he decide to not risk the stagger, or did he get bumped?
Oh, they all got hot and wanted to go for a swim.
All right.
Yeah. we'll just call it that.
But very good team fight for Lindenwood. All ultimates were pretty much used except for just a few. Zarif is holding on to his. He's going to have to get a really good positioning to disrupt the defense. Ether is deciding to pull out Farah's. I think that's Farah, right? Farah's ult early. Average Pillow trying to get a buff off, but doesn't out.
Very nice ult for Zarif.
Manages to grab two in the process.
Should be able to secure the point based off of that ult, and they do.
Once again, ISU hold control over the contested point. And now they just have just under 40 seconds to defend this last objective. Big dive coming out from Finn the Human. And
very nice
doing very well.
Lemonade trying to save her team the best she can. Does unfortunately end up going down. Average Pillow trying to hold as long as they possibly can. Almost able to secure the pick on the Winston.
He's going to have to back up just a bit and give them a little breathing room so ISU can recompose.
Hopefully, Average Pillow can get out and not stagger. It's smart to not get out completely, so re-engaging won't take as long, so they are almost there.
And it's going to basically come down to the last touch and going over to overtime for this last team fight.
Imagine Average Pillow engages with their ult.
Average Pillow basically all by himself. Has to use an ulti out of there. Unfortunately, gets put to sleep, and ISU gets team wiped while Lindenwood secures the point for their favor.
See, there's not much Average Pillow can do in that situation. You got to get off the ult. The game's about to end. Last-ditch effort, but while doing that, you do completely separate yourself from your team.
Yeah.
And along with those Winston bubbles taking up so much space, it blocks all healing from getting to you.
Well, at that point of the game, he was basically a sitting duck and by himself.
Yeah.
All if not, well, most if not all of his team were practically already dead.
Yeah.
So wasn't much he can do at that point. But very, I guess, balanced game we've seen so far. It was basically neck to neck into the 90 percentiles. Very entertaining. And I think ISU still has a chance at this one.
Oh, 100%. Apologize for the pause. We're not really sure why.
It's always one.
It got paused.
Seems to be always one every week.
Oh, so looks like somebody did DC. I was
connected
on Lindenwood's team.
And it's always the other team.
Yeah, because they cheat. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyways.
How come I get in trouble when I say things on there?
Because I'm allowed to say the things that I say.
Okay.
There you go.
I just smack talk. You speak the truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Precisely.
And hopefully it won't take too long. A DC isn't like nothing to shirk or sniff at. Probably just take just a few minutes. Looks like the game is underway here pretty shortly, and here we are. As far as what to expect from this map, or from this next round of this map, ISU is definitely going to try again to get there, but looks like Lindenwood, using their dive comp, is going to probably gain an establishing presence first.
ISU does end up changing their comp a little bit, which I really like, because I think this comp probably worked out a lot better. Especially playing Hazard going into Winston. Be able to a bit more movement, more than Queen. Should be able to boost Average Pillow's survivability a lot more.
Yeah, Average Pillow switching to the Havoc. Bacon and Cakes.
Very nice pick for Zarif.
100%. That should be the momentum that ISU needs to be able to push in there and take it. And see if they manage to do so.
Bacon and Cake needs to locate this Farah.
Now, once again, I'll note that Bacon and Cakes is taking the DPS role while Lemonade is holding on to the support role. We got to see that, I think, last week,
We did.
which was a surprise for us, but
It ended up working out.
it seems to be working. Lemonade has been doing an excellent job at building her ultimate, and they are ready to defend this point really hard.
Both teams trade DPS picks, even fight. Lemonade does not connect the Suzu with average Pello, does end up going down. Imagine Lemonade probably either get out or go for a swim.
Yeah, it looks like Lemonade will go down, which is kind of unfortunate. Bit of a stagger going on.
They were able to secure the point for 31%.
Yeah.
Which, I mean...
Which will probably equal out in the end after they regain themselves here. Oh,
They're just barely escaping. 1 HP. Average Pillow does opt to switch off of Hazard and go to Diva.
Ooh, Kyan gets taken out again. They're really going for the squishies in this round, which is working out in their favor. Lindenwood does have most of their economy up. Nope, I would correct myself. All of their economy up. While Idaho State is kind of getting in a stagger fest.
They're not really playing together, and I think because of that, when one person gets a pick, it's hard to push as a team fight.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been a team fight yet this match that we've all pushed. Oh, like this. Ooh, they must have heard.
Well, these ultimates are going to come out, and it's going to at least get some of the ultimates
there,
out of Lindenwood.
Vault does end up getting a pick on a healer.
And now he is going to capture the point all by himself.
Bloom out of the air, shutting down that ult from Pharah.
Now they will have to be careful. Finn the Human still has his ultimate as well as Ronin, and all they got is Bacon and Cake's ultimate.
And the average fellow will end up having their ultimate, probably now. Will be very careful for not getting blocked by Winston Bubble. Would be a great time to use it while Winston's in his form.
Ooh, Winston just slipping right out of there, masterfully.
Imagine probably uses it when average fellow dies. Yep.
What?
Kind of a zoning ult, trying to just save average fellow.
I was trying to find that word. I was like, oh, what was that? It was like a.
No, yeah.
It was like a crowd control.
it was just to save the average fellow's life. Keep the fight alive.
Lemonade is getting picked out on the side. Unfortunately, will go down, and this is the point where ISU gets back into the stagger. Bacon and Cakes is going to go down as well, which is going to set them back just a little bit, making it kind of a rush to get reconfigured and get back onto the point. As
I would say if they play it smartly, they could possibly get 2 more fights left in this match before they secure it, but they probably would have to go now.
Probably now. Ultimates are not up, and they basically need to rely on tactical advantages here. Just be better.
Very nice headshot.
Good headshots.
From Bacon and Cake.
And as soon as they decide to get out of this little choke point, they're going to make it rain. Lemonade has her ultimate ready to capture and defend at the same time. Unfortunately, does get the recovery.
Very nice.
Unfortunately, Bacon and Cakes does go down, but trades are happening left and right. Average Pillow will go down. Unfortunately, it is a near team wipe for ISU. Oh. And just like last time, it is enough for Lindenwood to take the point and the map. And I don't know. What's your prediction for play a game? I would say maybe Flynn. No, it's Fearless.
Still an F username. Kind of close.
Yeah, a little, little boop.
Mid. Sorry.
Well, that was an entertaining game. Definitely closer calls than most that we've seen here for ISU.
I think both ways could go. Sorry. I thought both games could go both ways.
Yeah.
There wasn't really one game where they got 100% and we got 20.
Yeah.
Like both games were able to secure points interchangeably. I think it's just a matter of how you use your ultimates playing together as a team.
Pretty much in 80 to 90 percentile in those games, both going into overtime. I think I think we'll probably see the next map pick being either Kings Row, which is a favorite of ISU's,
Yeah,
or
probably New Junk City.
New Junk City. You
We
think?
do end up picking that map quite a lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
excuse me. Next one does have to be a hybrid.
yeah,
So probably more than likely Kings Row.
more than likely. You bet $1 on it.
I'll
I'll
bet,
bet $4 billion.
yeah,
That's Kings
I'll
Row.
bet $8 billion on it.
All right.
And the next map is indeed Kings Row.
Oh, it's Kings Row. Who knew?
To everybody's
Not us.
yeah, no, we definitely can't see a little screen out on our right. That is Kings Row.
Yeah. Sometimes we're just that good.
Yeah, so you win what, $4 billion now?
Yeah, but you win 8.
Yeah, true.
Basically, it takes all.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're betting against each other. That's girl math.
Oh.
Have you heard of that? Have you heard what girl math is?
Yeah. I've had to experience it
Oh yeah.
live, and yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I won't get into it now.
I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah, because I don't want to lose any viewers that we have. Anyways, let's talk about the game, shall we?
Sure. I will point out that this next game probably will take a little longer to start up than most. Lindenwood does like to get their statistics after each set, so we'll just have to wait for that. I don't know if they're going to share the statistics with us, but
I mean,
probably
I would
not.
imagine not. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of really upset that they changed their comp because we
Right?
talked so much about it in the beginning, and
Well, that,
just for them to come out and be completely different.
I blame my producers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They were in our ear telling us that they're gonna run this, this, and this, and then we were just wrong. So it's not our fault.
So like in football, that's basically the game. Like it's like try to see what the coach is like talking and like try to like feed information to that person. We got fed wrong information.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And that's not our fault.
No.
You know what? I
not.
think I'm gonna sue.
I might sue. Yeah. Definitely won't have a job after this. But that's all right. We had a good run.
So I want to ask you a question. What do you think ISU does well for Kings Row on Kings Row?
Good question. On Kings Row, I would say during certain choke points, they do really well to be able to disrupt a big team play, particularly focusing on taking out DPS when it matters most. We see that from Bacon Cakes and Lemonade, and also taking out supports. And I see that on particular choke points on Kings Row. What we have also seen in the past is them doing a really good rally towards the end.
Yeah.
Where basically it comes down to like the last 10 meters and ISU can stop them in their tracks for almost 3 minutes like we saw last time.
And then they end up capping with like 1 minute left.
Yeah. So we definitely can see those strengths if we can see ISU just stop them in tracks at one of those, it'll probably be good. We also see ISU make really good progress in their push phase.
Yeah.
I feel like. So
kind of just going off what you're saying, basically finish is something that ISU needs to work on.
Yeah.
They do everything great up until the end. They just need to stamp it in and just secure that very well.
And one thing to note, last week we got to see a really difficult team to play against with the perk system introduced. They had to face an Orisa that basically got to bunker down into a corner and be invincible and just soak up resources.
Yeah.
So we won't see that this week, but it's to note we will start seeing that pretty consistently after this week. But as far as this game goes, they shouldn't be able to be cheeky like that.
They won't. The one thing that I noticed that I really like what ISU does on Kings Row is I think our positioning and our map knowledge of this map is top tier.
Yeah.
I think just the way we position ourselves when it comes to pushing and defending, I think it's really, really good.
We'll see if Lindenwood decides to have one or two of the cheeky players where they can roam. I think that has been kind of an issue for ISU.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't think Lindenwood is known to do that, but I haven't watched them a whole lot.
One thing kind of just reminded me of what you're saying is that I feel like what's been kind of weaknesses for ISU is if there's that one player that's just doing something different.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember, like within the first couple weeks, how there was a couple players who were just like flanking all the time, and it was just like wrecking ISU. And then like kind of like last week with that Arissa just bunkering down.
Yeah, in some games we call that splitting. It's just splitting the attention, and that can devastate the entire operation. So if they have a little bit more of not as much crowd control, but the corralling ability of not letting that happen, or when it does happen, be able to notice it fast and nip it in the butt, they should do fine.
I mean, and just looking at these comps, we're not going to see much of that this game. I think this game will probably be just a straightforward, just team fights, just with the exceptions of the diving monkey and.
Yeah, we'll see. Sure. I mean, the diving monkey does have the potential of backdooring them, but he has to have his support with him, which separates their
resources
and separates their attention from objectives.
As we've seen before, Bacon and Cake does play May. Very nice wall for Bacon and Cake. Denies exit for the venture.
That's another thing. We get to see Diane, or not Diane.
Bacon and Cake.
Well, we do historically see really great. Wait. Yeah. So I don't know. What I'm saying. ISU has done that time and time again, denying the exit strategy for a lot of these overextensions, and it's so fun to watch.
Yeah. So this is something we have not seen before, is the whole team taking high ground. Anti-nade for the enemy team's Ana does immediately get Suzu'd.
Looks like they're going to have to back up just a little bit to recoup. Not average pillow. So Finn the Human definitely saw that coming, was disrupting any progress that they just wanted to happen. Fortunately, average pillow does
overextending just a little bit.
Does get left alone while his team is kind of stuck. Looks like a lot of dive actions are happening, and unfortunately, it's kind of working for Lindenwood's favor, not letting them really make a good strategy play.
They are able to. Zaref does end up going down with the anti and the Ashe combo. They were almost able to flip that because they did end up catching the Winston by himself, separated from the team.
But unfortunately, them focusing this tank isn't really working for their favor, so they might have to switch things up and try to catch out any of these supports or DPSs in order to gain a little momentum here. Ronan does end
up shutting down the ult for the venture. Very nice by Bacon and Cake. Should be able to push in off of that pick. Still hear the monkey in the back.
And Bacon
and Cake trying to stay alive. Does just barely get. Does get antied and will unfortunately go down.
Yeah, Finn the Human is doing really good at dives and retreats.
Pillow trying just to build alt charge, I would imagine, trying not to die.
And he almost able to going down here, but fortunately goes into the primal rage to save himself. And can Average Pillow hold out against him?
Ego ult?
Unfortunately gets found by the Ana.
No!
He's managed to stay alive just a bit longer.
To stay alive. And is still alive, surprisingly. Very nice job by Lemonade and Diane.
What was
Pillow alive?
Got caught out. That's what we like to see. What was really great there, Average Pillow miraculously able to stay alive, basically allowing his team to be on the objective and get a really good foot on these the first 2/3 of the objective. And now it looks like Lindenwood will back off, leaving a little room. Looks like the Winston will be diving just to kind of surround them.
I think they were trying to touch and they realized probably.
Yeah. So, 3 minutes left in the game for the final push. Zaref
getting
barely gets out
of dodge.
And now it is time.
Immediately going right back into it and getting picked, unfortunately.
They got snipers. Now these first few choke points is where they're going to have to gain a little bit more of the momentum. Looks like Lindenwood is coming in hot and heavy to push them back. And they're deciding to make a play early and stop them in their traps.
Very good job at keeping average Pello up. That was a lot of damage to heal from, and they did a very good job. Counter Kitsune rush coming in from Diane, trying to apply some pressure.
And it looks like average Pello is getting really good connections here. Bacon Cakes will go down, which will slow them down quite a bit, I reckon. Yeah.
Trying to just play to sustain here. Trying not to get picked, but also not to play too passively. Trying to build alt charge in the meantime.
Yep.
And that does end up working out in ISU's favor because Average Pello does get their ult.
Now, are we going to see another fight like last time where the Primal Rage, thank you, where the Primal Rage comes out, it doesn't quite average Pello
or connects with the rest of the team. Is able to NC Bob though.
Diane does manage to get a pick, and Lemonade does come out with the Orbital Ray to get a little bit more meters for the payload.
Very nice space being created by Average Pello and the rest of the Bengals. I would imagine Bacon and Cake chucks their ult in the back line here pretty soon.
I'll just note, Xerath does choose to go with the Bastion.
That's mainly to counter the monkey.
That's good. One perk we'll probably see from Bastion in the future is his ability to self-repair, self-heal.
Yep.
He basically finds a corner, does a little home maintenance, and is right back into the fight. We won't see that this game, but look out for that next week.
As we see, the what's her name? Zippy Bloom trying to split the attention of the Bengals. Lemonade does secure a pick on one of their DPS, even with only one left is in their backline. Winston's very overextended from their team.
He's going to hop right out of there.
Yeah. She got that all back incredibly fast. Good lord.
Ether rallying up the troops to push ISU back a ways. Ronan holding on to...
Diane counter Kitsune Russian, trying to push them back further. Venture ult does come out, forcing the Bengals to back up behind that choke.
Average Pill coming in hot, and we didn't get to see what happened. Oh, wait. He used it. I just didn't see where he went with it.
No, I'm pretty sure they used it to get out.
Okay. Average Pill just get popped. Oh.
Not as far as...
Not as far as...
it.
Not as far as most games, which is surprising because ISU has definitely fought tougher teams.
0 to 1. Switching sides.
A little bit of shade right there, man.
I mean, I don't wish to put shade. These players are incredible, but yeah, just trying to call it as
stand on business, bro. Anyways, I would expect probably to see the same exact comp for the Bengals coming in on defense. I would imagine on defense.
Okay.
I would imagine Bacon and Cake does stay May. Honestly, what I would like to see is maybe a bit of counter dive from the Bengals because I feel like the Winston is getting so much value at getting resources and like getting attention that with that, like, you got to think that their tank is in our backline, so that leaves their supports in the same position. They're vulnerable.
Yeah, it's definitely forcing ISU to play their tank more as a damage tank rather than what tanks are typically supposed to be. In this case, it's the point guard and the sponge.
Yeah, so I mean, what I would like to see from the Bengals is maybe dedicate one person to splitting some of that attention to maybe so that it makes it easier to get that Winston pick.
Yeah, I like to see that too. I don't remember if ISU plays that strategy all too often, but we will see.
We do have a bit of a role change coming in this next fight. Lemonade does switch back to DPS and Bacon and Cake back on support.
Maybe they need to bring out the cavalry just to get some more kills.
Feeling hot right now. Trying to connect these shots on the pharmacy.
Right now, I bet Lemonade kind of feels like it's shot put. You're like, pull! Just a lot of targets in the air.
Yeah. Xerath almost gets picked, but is able to... Actually, I should not have opened my mouth. He does get picked.
Zippy does manage to find Xerath. Ether and Fearless also. Unfortunately, ISU are dropping.
Average Pillow does try to get a counter, trying to stop the Mercy, and Resing is unable to. Should be able to secure the kill of Mercy. The rest of the team is there to stop that effort, though.
That was a really good effort. Unfortunately, just shy of succeeding puts him basically in harm's way. Not much you can do at that point. Now, Lindenwood does have quite the advantage, almost a 2-minute advantage for this next push phase. Phase. So they are sitting on the advantage.
Average Pillow does switch off of Queen, going to Diva, trying to try a little bit of a, well, as I was saying, trying to split that attention a little bit of Lindenwood.
And if he can manage, he might even be able to go in hot and heavy and push them around and use that as a disruption for any team play that they might have in store. Bacon and Cakes does go into the support role, or back into the support role, this time bringing out the rig.
See a high noon from Lemonade, probably as they round this corner.
I hope she can hold on to it for a good while.
I'm not going to use it just yet.
Yeah. Now, Lemonade is definitely aware that there is some backdoor split pushing going on.
Average Pillow does end up getting demech. Lemonade does pop her ult, trying to push them off. Does a good job of getting them all out, but trying to secure a kill. Unable to do it. Unfortunately falls.
Fortunately, just finds their teammates just find them before she can actually secure the kill.
So this will be last fight territory. Maybe if somebody could touch. Somebody touch.
They look pretty far away.
Somebody touch.
Diva's gonna have to come in now and touch. There it is.
Average Pillow, I would imagine, desperately trying to build their ult. This last fight does end up sleeping, able to get woken up. Wait, the Bob does counter Zaref's ult. Imagine Average Pillow pops her ult. Does unfortunately go down. And that will be map 2, going to Lindenwood University.
All right. Definitely Lindenwood coming in hot and heavy. I don't remember playing them last season. I assume we did. But honestly, if Lindenwood was to win a game, this could have been it. Yeah. What I meant to say is, if Lindenwood is going to win a game in the season, this might as well be it. There we go. So yeah, I felt like there was kind of in the same boat as the first map there. Team fight wise, they feel a little disrupted.
This isn't the best I've seen us play, to say it fair. I haven't really seen that big of a team comp problem more than just a how we're playing problem.
Right.
If that makes sense. I mean, to be fair, like we are having lots of trouble countering the Winston, and just like that Nano, the Ana playing into the Winston, being able to anti along with diving at the same time, it's hard.
Yeah,
it's really hard, and we're picking the right characters to counter that. Playing Kiriko, as we saw Lemonade playing these past 2 games, but it's just not enough.
Yeah. And historically, I felt like Winston has been kind of a problem pick for ISU to deal with. Winston is just very versatile and has a lot of mobility, so it just makes it really hard to punish that kind of behavior. So,
and like I was saying, like one way to counter that behavior is to divert attention from the backline.
Yeah.
So if we had one person on our team play Genji, and they were like really good at survivability, or even Tracer, somebody just with lots of survivability by themselves to try to, like, you don't even have to kill anybody, just poke the Ana, poke the Kiriko, make them look away from the Winston, give your team a second to try to get that pick, get that elimination on the tank so that then you can move forward.
Right.
So that's just something that ISU should keep in mind going forward, especially knowing, well, actually, we didn't know that we're going to play Winston comp. But when we see Winston comps and see dive comps, that is one option other than just trying to anchor down and just live through it.
And one thing we're also seeing that's unfortunate is we're seeing a lot of ISU players resorting to a lot of Hail Mary ults, where it's not really benefiting the team a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's just they got to get it out
gotta
because
get
they feel like they got to get it out.
Yeah, that's very true.
So that has kind of made it hard, I feel like, for ISU to keep any kind of aggression available to them.
That also comes with possession, like of where you are and of the point and momentum in the game. If you don't have momentum, it's hard to use those ults in a very effective way. That's not going to seem like it's a desperation ult. That's not going to make it seem like I got to get this off because we're about to lose.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Lemonade hold on to that ult. I mean, I know what she was trying to do with it.
But it did kind of, I would imagine, a little bit of a desperation ult.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she's got a lot of things, like a lot of barriers to worry about. You got Winston's barrier that just, and on these small quarters where there's a lot of like little hidey holes, you know, it just makes it hard. So no blame there at all.
4, 3,
So it looks like we will swap roles again. Lemonade going back to healer and Baking the Cake going to DPS.
Looks like we'll see what Zippy decides to finally do. He will go for the Genji. I don't think we saw him since last map. But Finn the Human has been very comfortable on the Winston main. So,
Yeah, ISU hasn't really given him a reason to switch off of Winston.
no, yeah, Bacon and Cakes with the Sojourn, I hope, will be what disrupts this streak that they got going. And right off the bat, Lindenwood decides to take a high advantage approach and keeping a little bit of entry denial here.
Zarep inserts himself in there, gonna have to run out, just escaping with his life. That will allow Average Pillow to try to make some space, push into the point.
Now is the time for the rest of ISU to come in hot and heavy and take out some of these DPS and supports. Fortunately, the Winston is just consuming their attention.
Yeah. But Diane does almost have her ultimate. Should be able to build it up very soon. Lemonade already does have it, popping it pretty early, trying to secure the point. Oh, excuse me, they already secured the point.
They already did. They're already at 70%, and now ISU has finally taken over the point, but the fight has not ended. And I don't know if anyone has died yet. And it looks like...
There we go. Keep talking.
Yeah. Has anyone died yet?
Yes, keep talking more. Say it again.
It looks like Winston will finally get the heck out of there, leaving the point available for ISU, but they still got quite a long time to go before they can secure it.
They will have probably 3 ults coming in this next fight.
Maybe.
And they will also have 3 ults.
Yeah, so it's going to be a very active last team fight for the first contested zone. ISU has come to the point of tying and now is in the lead. The Winston does use the little hop to make sure Bacon Cakes doesn't have any more vertical advantage.
Imagine Bacon Cake probably pops their ult, trying to stall them off the point.
Ether
does come out.
Sound barrier.
Very nice shot for Bacon and Cake, able to secure a pick. Zarep also popped his ult. 2 picks for the Bengals. Average Pillow trying to find another one.
Now we're into overtime territory. Average Pillow doing what he can to keep his foot on the point.
Very nice pick.
There
for
we
Zarep.
go. That's what we needed. And first point does go to ISU in Flashpoint.
Very, very nice sequence of events for the Bengals.
Wow, that was the longest team fight I've ever seen in my life.
That was pretty. I didn't think it ever ended.
Pretty much from start to finish on that first point, it was a team fight.
Yeah, well, that was very, very nice, as I was saying, sequence of events for the Bengals. I think both Bacon and Cake with a very pivotal pick with his ult, and also Xerath with his ult. Securing 2 picks early made it pretty easy for the rest of the team to try to secure the point.
It looks like Lindenwood's coming in really, really quickly and managed to get 2 picks right off the bat. ISU's going to have to give it up just for the time being.
Lemonade does get out with her life, thankfully. And they will have to wait. Average Pillow is stuck in the map, fighting for his life. The rest of the team does get there just in the nick of time to save him.
Wow. Can't believe
Sunny Rush does come out, forcing them back onto the point.
And once again, they're so close to getting a few picks here.
Imagine Diane pops her ult coming into this next.
I will note
there is the point.
There is a couple changes happening. Phyllis does change to the Sojourn. Finn, the human, chooses to go for Queen. I don't know why they decided to not keep the Winston in play.
That could prove devastating for them, because that gives the Bengals something a lot familiar to play against.
Average Bill will have his ultimate ready, and he will use it immediately.
Does connect with the Queen. Very nice pick on the Kiriko, trying to get another one.
Diane just staying alive long enough to get a
Pillow trying to gets another pick.
Average Pillow down to his lonesome to get the job done. Fortunately, will go down.
Very good fight for Average Pillow, though.
Very good fight.
Yeah. Very nice shots. I mean, as we've seen before, that's come to what we've come to expect from Average Pillow.
Yeah, we'll see if they decide to go and touch this or let it be. What we're probably going to have to see is Xerath actually go in and utilize his Death Flower. Blossom. Yep. And there it is. Unfortunately, he is just too slowed for his own good and gets picked really quickly. Lindenwood has a lot of ult economy to their disposal. I'm thinking ISU is going to have to give this one up.
I would have liked to see probably Xerath hold on to that.
I agree.
And ISU just give up that point and then just rally all their efforts on making sure they secure the next one right off the rip.
Because Lindenwood only had to use 1 ultimate to secure and keep that. Now they have 3 to play with going into the next one.
Correct.
Which is going to make it a little hard for ISU.
Not impossible.
Not impossible. Felis will come out first with the ultimate and does manage to help Finn the
Diane and Xerath does go down. Lemonade just trying to avoid the stagger. Dies as quickly as possible.
It looks like they're just not going to let him die too quickly.
So coming into this fight, Idaho State does have probably 3 ults coming into it. So about the same as Lindenwood. So it should be, as you said last time, a very active fight.
If ISU can just come in and force out some of these ultimates before they truly commit, it will probably work in their favor.
Okay, Sunny Rush, all Bacon and Cake's ult coming out, trying to secure a couple picks.
Average
Can't find everybody. Everybody got the heck out of dodge. And they will counter with their own Kitsune Rush. Pello does ult, but it does get countered by the beat.
And now it's just down to Finn the Human with his last ultimate. Unfortunately, he might not need it.
So that was pretty smart on Lindenwood's account. They did back out really, really well and efficiently.
Yeah.
When we popped Kitsune Rush along with Sojourner, and then they countered that as soon as it was done. So overall, very, very good for Lindenwood, but
yeah,
enough about that.
But once again, Lindenwood has the slight advantage in the ult economy range. Their next team fight is going to give them 3. They will be busting out.
Very nice Suzu
first ults
coming in from Lemonade, completely negating Finn the Human's ult.
Average Bill managed to grab Ether in the process. Trades going back and forth. Bacon the Case managed to gets a pick while Finnis and Ronin grab some for themselves. but Zippy is out of the picture. Maybe that will help a little bit for ISU to finally capture this.
So they do end up capturing. Average Pillow, very nice pick. Doing his best to stay alive.
Once again, we see Average Pillow all by himself doing the Lord's work.
They just had more people
Now they're
in that situation.
yeah.
And it will go to the third point, which I believe Idaho State does have location advantage too. So we should be able to get it first.
And if that doesn't work out for Iowa State, this is game match capture point for Lindenwood. They could potentially take the whole thing right here. ISU will need to probably slow things down and come up with a really good plan to disrupt and break up the team comp.
Bacon and Cake just barely survives after getting knifed and pulled into the back line.
Fortunately,
Zareth does go down.
And right before his ultimate comes up too. Lemonade just manages to stay alive a little longer.
Very nice
Managed to
dots
get a
from
kill.
Lemonade. Excellent shots. Should be easy to recontest now that they are down a player. Because our spawn is decently close. We'll have the rest of our team quicker than they will.
And ISU has 4 ultimates to play with now, which is finally in their favor for this next fight. We will see 4 ultimates probably ready on Lindenwood's side too. So once again, it's going to be active. And here they come.
Zareth does get his ult off this time. Not able to secure a pick. Bacon Cake trying to get a pick.
He saw the vision, just couldn't connect it. Unfortunately, must go down. Diane is left to be chased down, while Lemonade is the last man standing.
That wasn't an even exchange though with that team fight. Both teams still do have one ult. Oh, excuse me. Average Pillow does end up popping his ult. Does end up securing a pick on Ether.
Bacon and Case does manage to get a pick. Felis does take out Diane. Bacon and Case finds one more.
Average Pillow does end up going down in the process. The rest of the team more than likely will fall due to Average Pillow's absence.
And that is game and map 3. Wow. Well, very good plays by Lindenwood. They beat us out, and when I say they beat us out, they beat us, the commentators, out. We expected a very predictable composition from Lindenwood, and they juked everyone out, coming out with Winston as did we expect the Jungle Queen for them?
No.
What was the tank that we
Zarya,
right? We didn't see Zarya once, which surprised us.
yeah, it did. But overall, it was very very good fight for ISU. Obviously, was not the best we've seen them play.
No, definitely not.
So there's obviously improvement, but that could have gone both ways.
It definitely could.
I think there's probably a lot of fights in there where we hold on to it a little bit longer, or if we position just a little bit better, then it goes the other way.
Right. Well, that will conclude today's matchup, ISU versus Lindenwood. Lindenwood does take it 3-0. We will catch you guys next week for Overwatch. And we can also catch you guys tomorrow for Valorant at 7:30. Up against, I believe it was Long Beach City College. Rocket League played Long Beach City College, and that was a fun game. It was a weird game.
Yeah.
But we get to see ISU face up against Long Beach once more for Valorant, so that should be exciting. So we will be signing off. We'll catch you guys later. I'm Dirk.
I'm Noah. Have a good night.